29. I'm going to go from there. We'll start at verse 1. All right, Numbers chapter 29, and we are going to go to start at verse 1.
And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you. And you shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor unto Yahweh, 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year without blemish.
So maybe I should have maybe talked about it. Remember, last week was going through the sacrifices, but it wasn't just talking about sacrifice that we do every day. Remember, there's sacrifices we were doing every day. Okay. Then there were certain things, right, on certain of our holy days that the Most High command us to do. We go to Leviticus 23, where he's saying there is certain sacrifices you're going to do for these days. Okay. So we have sacrifices happening every day. Okay. Remember, he had a sacrifice of the morning and a sacrifice of the evening. Okay. However, on the holy days, right, or we might say holidays, all right, but it's our holy days, those would have certain sacrifices. All right. So he was even setting those days apart, even through the sacrifice, to let you know these days are set apart. Okay. So as much as we might not know the details of why he chose this animal over another, or some of the detailed things about the sacrifice, however, we should be able to know that what he did make a distinction. He has what? Sanctified some of these things, right? All right. So the first one. So it says in the 7th month on the first day of the month. Anybody know what holiday that? Holy day that is? 7th day, 1st month. Anybody know what feast that that feast lands on? The 7th day of the 1st month. What feast is that? So the next one you got coming up. All right.
Atonement.
That is one coming up, but another one. First day of the 7th month. It's almost like a double day.
Tabernacles?
No.
Okay, I'm like trying to think.
You got the two. The thing is, you got the two.
September.
You got 2 of them.
Oh, blowing of the trumpets.
There we go. Yeah.
And that happened. Okay, gotcha. My bad, y'all.
No, that's good. You don't have the 2 that's laid on there. All right. So let's go to Leviticus 23. Okay. And I'm doing these things a lot, beloved, because I want us to get used to it. Okay. When somebody mentions about a feast or something, or where something lands, we program our mind Leviticus 23. Right. That's why I want to keep on saying. I know it get annoying, but I wanted to do it as repetition. All right. Because sometimes might not be there. You might not can't contact certain individuals that might know it. So it's good for you to know it. All right. So the feast that the Most High illustrated is in Leviticus 23. Okay. Some ones that, our forefathers just kind of came and, set apart for the Most High. That's not Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23 has the annual ones that the Most High commanded us to do. Okay. So let's go to Leviticus 23. And it has it in order. Okay. Has it in order. So you start off with what? 7th day. Okay. Sabbath. And then it goes to what? The 1st month. Because the first thing you're going to run into is what? It's week. All right. So the week, it's the 7th day. All right. You got the Sabbath. Okay. Now the 1st month. Okay. So you might be the 1st month. You're going to run it. You're going to run into the 7th day first. Then you're going to run into what? The 1st month. And now you got the 14th day at even. What is this? The Lord's Passover. Okay. So the 14th day. And this is where you can take the whole day. Even though we showed a different way, the 14th day is Passover. Okay. At even, that's when you're doing the Lord's Passover. Did you have something, brother? You saying?
No, I ain't got nothing.
Okay. All right. So the 14th day of the 1st month is the Lord's Passover. Then the 15th day is what? The Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay. This is the big holiday. This is the one that stretches to what? 7 days. All right. Both of them in certain passages will be called Passover. All right. So they'll call it, when they say the Feast of Passover, a lot of times they're dealing with what? This. When they say the 7th day, they kept Passover for 7 days. They're not talking about a day where the sacrifice, right? They're talking about what? This. Okay. So you will see that in some passages. So we know the first day, all right, that 15th day is a holy convocation. You can't work and you're supposed to gather. And then the last day, the 7th day, all right, of the what? That 7 day where, remember, 15th day, holy convocation, then you got what? 7 days of it. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That 7th day, the 21st day will be what? That will be the 7th day. That's a holy convocation. So only on the first day and the 7th day is a required holy convocation. You are to get off from work, all right? So you can what? Gather and be able to kind of rest that day, okay? Now, if you want, you can gather every day. A lot of times Israel, they will do that. Nothing wrong with that, all right? But you do not have to be off, all right? Or you don't have to gather per se those other days. But the 1st and the 7th, he wants to gather. Okay. Then we'll get to I can go through it. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. That's dealing with what? What they know as Pentecost, all right, or Feast of First Fruits, right? Or Feast of Weeks. Okay. So the fruits, because what? First fruits is being gathered that time. Feast of Weeks, because what? It takes 7 weeks. All right. That's what gets you to 49, but it's a day after. All right. Which will get you to 50, which is why you get the Penta. Penta done with 5, 50. All right. So 7 weeks. And then what? 1 day will get you to 50. So this is why you might hear it be called different things. All right. Then let's go down to what we're looking for. All right, Brother Kai, let's read 23 so we can see who set this up, because everybody say it's Moses. So we have Leviticus 23 and you read verse 23.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
All right. So Yahweh is speaking to Moses. All right. And this is and Moses is gonna do what? Now he says speaking to the children of Israel. So that was just the what? Protocol, how it goes. Right. So when we look at this, the 7th month, which we read, right, and the first day of the month, what else is happening on the first day of the month? What else do we do on the first day of the month? What else was commanded? This one gives you the big clue because it's in the name, beloved. Read verse 24.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation.
So this is a holy convocation as well. All right, we don't work on it, but it says what? In the first day, that should be a reminder to us, because on the first day of the month is what? A new moon. Okay. Now there's some people that say you need to take off on a new moon day. I didn't see nothing in the scripture that says that's a day where you don't do survival work. Okay, so I didn't see that. I don't know if one of the brothers or sisters y'all ran across something, but I have not ran across that. Okay, so I do not try to enforce something that's most I didn't enforce. Okay, so let's hold this real quick. Let's go to Numbers. We had last week, right? Numbers 10 and let me see. All right. Numbers 10 and verse 10. All right. Numbers 10 and verse 10.
Also on the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am Yahweh, your God.
All right. So, like I said, the answer was kind of in the name of this one. All right. The first day of the month is what? Blowing of the trumpets, right? A new moon. We call new moon, right? On the new moon, this is what you will do. All right. In the day of your gladness, right? Said feast is that. Solemn days are feast, right? And in the beginning of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpet. Over what? Over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifice of your peace offerings. All right. So he was doing that. We will blow over, those sacrifices. What's the reason for it? That they may be to you for a memorial before your God. All right. This thing was beneficial for us. Okay. People talk about the NKV. This thing was for us. He made these things for us. Okay, so this is the memorial. This is what you will do every month. All right, every new moon, they will blow the trumpets, and he's already telling you you're going to have during sacrifices. Okay, it just didn't give you details here. All right, but that's what we're seeing. So the first month, first day is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. Okay, let's go back to Numbers 29. Okay, so once again, in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, which now we see is what? Memorial of the blowing of trumpets, ye shall have a holy convocation, which was already commanded, right? Ye shall do no servile work, which we already see, right? It is a day of blowing trumpets unto you, and ye shall what? Offer a burnt offering, a sweet savior to the Lord. Now he's going to detail 1 young bullock, 1 ram, all right? 7 lambs, okay? So you see one of the numbers that you see, right? That's 7, all right? You'll see certain numbers that the Most High will use for certain things, beloved. Okay, sometimes they'll tell a little story in itself. You can pick up on it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Verse 3, and their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals for a bullock, and 2/10 deals for a ram, and 1/10 deal for a lamb throughout the 7th land,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering to make an atonement for you.
All right, I always want to make sure we grab that, right? So on these feast days, he having these sacrifices, right? Everybody call them, oh, he sacrificed doing that, but he also was trying to show us a message. Read that verse 5 again, Brother Kai, for me, please.
Verse 5, you said?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering to make an atonement for you.
Mm-hmm. So this was for what? An atonement. All right. So the Most High was offering and using this day, right, for an atonement for us. See, people discarding certain things and don't even understand the importance of these things. I always say learn something, try to learn it before you just want to throw it away or say it don't have no kind of purpose or it was nothing. Definitely when the Most High is being so descriptive with it, right? It's something, when your parents give you something, sometimes they'll, give you vague directions to certain things. But then there's certain things like they're being very detailed. Listen, I want you to go in the house, you're gonna go here, you make sure you grab this thing right here in this bag, okay? You're gonna do right when they get in details, like, all right, this is important. I just can't take this lightly. Most likely being very descriptive on you're gonna do these on these days. Okay. So we should, knowing our God and knowing that what he does, he's not just wasting, he ain't doing things for vain purpose sake. Everything is calculated. He is wisdom. He is he has all of that dwelling in him. So when he's giving instructions and he's going to these great lengths of details, we know there's probably what? A lot of messages in there. And like I said, there's deeper messages in these things. Some that I have not scratched the surface on. But through the, the spirit, hopefully more and more, it will start peeling itself back and giving us, certain knowledge that was hidden from the world. All right. So we see that what? There was a time of atonement. And how people argue, oh, he could atone any day. Listen, but he set this day for that. Do people understand? When he set something, he set apart, he sanctified it. Why not take advantage of it? Okay. So once again, another important part, he's showing atonement during these. So when we are coming together, beloved, think about it. He's with some of these things, he's what? He's telling us to come together, convocate, right? And he's saying the joy of the Lord is our strength, right? This is the time where God's presence is supposed to be so potent within us. And where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is what? Liberty. What is something we need liberty from? What is something we need to break through from? What is something that bound us? Something that had overtaken our forefathers and foremothers? Sin, disobedience. But God loved us. And he set things in place from the beginning. These feast days he already knew what he's going to do from the beginning. And he made certain days and sanctified them, not for himself. He didn't need it for himself. They was for us, for our benefit. And these are the days, beloved. If you believe what's written. Now, I see you can get breakthroughs every day. But the Spirit's already there waiting on these days. So much more easy. You think it's coincidence that even when we go to the New Testament, it's the day of Pentecost, that the Spirit just fell down on it? Y'all don't think that was calculated? It could fell any day. Even though no, in God's eyes, he had this thing planned out. Because these are the days of liberation. Tabernacle. When we go to Nehemiah, they had breakthrough. That's where the joy of the Lord verse came from. Some liberation happening, ain't it? I guess just a coincidence. That's the world wants you to put it. It's always a coincidence. Instead of saying what? It's by design and wisdom of our God. Okay? So once again, we want to take advantage of anything the Most High has given us. Love it. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Okay? But of course, beloved, you don't want to wait till the feast, to wait till the feast, then I'm gonna get right. Because that's what happened to some of our forefathers. They was getting caught up and messed up with the wrong things. Okay? But there is power. The Most High has set aside and sanctified for those days. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going now. I don't even know where we at.
Verse 6.
Okay.
Sorry, verse 6 again. Besides the burnt offering of the month and his meat offering, and the daily burnt offering and his meat offering, and their drink offerings, according unto their manner for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto Yahweh. And ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month an holy convocation, and ye shall afflict your souls. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So what's happening here? Now we got the what? 10th day of the 7th month. All right. This is where Sister Tima was, she gave us the answer to this one. Okay. So we go back to Leviticus 23. Let's see what the 10th day of the 7th month. Let's see what that's dealing with. Brother Kai, you can start at verse 26 and read 26 through 28.
So Leviticus 23, 26 through 28.
Kai.
Okay. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahweh your God.
All right. So the 10th day of the 7th month, that is the day of atonement. All right. Probably one of the most important in Israel, right? We're thinking about that, right? Getting yourself cleared up. This is the day of, clearing you up from whatever sins and things you might have occurred or happened throughout the year. All right. So this was a very big deal. Okay. Even though all of them should be a big deal, right? But for some people, this was a big one because what? That stuff removed. Okay. All right. All right, let's go back to Numbers 10. Numbers 10. Hold on. I didn't mean numbers, I mean Numbers 29. 10, my fault.
Verse 8. But ye shall offer a burnt offering unto Yahweh for a sweet savor, one young bullock, one ram, and seven lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. And their meat offering shall be a flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals to a bullock, and 2/10 deals to one ram, a several tenth deal for one lamb throughout the seven lambs.
All right. So remember, we're not gonna go through all the detail of the sacrifice. I mean, of how the sacrifices go. You can go to Leviticus and really see details of different ones and talk about, what you can put on it. Like you said, to mingle it with, you know, fine flour and things of that nature. But we're not gonna really dive into any of that. Let's keep going, brother.
Verse 11. One kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering and the meat offering of it, and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the seventh month, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, and ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days.
All right, so now we need to see what's happening on the 15th day of the seventh month. So where we need to go, beloved? Leviticus 23. Right? Let's look for the 15th day of the seventh month. 15th day of the seventh month. So with the card, we're going to go down to verse 33 and you can read 33 through 35. 33 to 35.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this seventh month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto Yahweh. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right. So you don't work that day. It's also a holy convocation that day as well. And it's on what? The 15th, right? 15th, and it's for what? 7 days. So just like how we have Feast of Unleavened Bread, 15th day, 7 days. Same thing with the 7th month. What? 15th day, 7 days. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Numbers chapter 29. Numbers 29. And you can pick up where you left off. I think that's verse 13 that you left off at.
Verse 13. Ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto Yahweh. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year. They shall be without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals unto every bullock of the 13 bullocks, 2/10 deals to each ram of the first 2 rams, and a several tenth deal to each lamb of the 14 lambs, Salaki, and one kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering.
And we say that besides is because what? There was instructions on what they had to sacrifice and do every day. This does not stop them from doing the things they do every day. This is something added to that. Okay. So there's sacrifice they have to do every day. And then there's what? These things that you're going to add to it. So in these days, you're adding to it. You're not taking away, not substituting, you're adding to it. Okay. We keep going. We keep going.
Verse 17. And on the second day ye shall offer 12 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without spot, and their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering and the meat offering thereof, and their drink offerings.
So we see the numbers are going a little higher, right? We're talking about 12 young bullocks on the second day. So he is pushing the numbers up on these. All right. But let's keep going. I'll run through these.
Verse 20. And on the third day, 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering beside the continual burnt offering and his meat offering and his drink offerings.
Keep going. You can do 3 more.
And on the 4th day, 10 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering.
All right. Anybody see a pattern? Ask that. I was giving you these days. Do y'all see anything? So with each day, they given specifics. All right. But I want you to catch something. Okay. So when you go to, let's go to the second day, you had 12 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs. Third day, 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs. The fourth day, 10 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs. Fifth day, 9 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs. Anybody catch what's happening? Maybe I should have wrote out what y'all. I told you sometimes
all the
what was that?
all the sacrificing of the animals were the same, and the amount.
Yes, and yes, kind of. So yes, you are right with they are offering the same thing, right? With the bullocks, rams, and lambs. They're offering these 3 different animals, okay? But the numbers of 2 is the same. 1 is changing.
The countdown of the bullocks, I want to say.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So once again, I'm gonna go up here so you see it. The second day, we have what? 12 young bullocks. The rams is still 2. The lambs is 14. All right. So we got 12, 2, 14. Then we go to the next day. You have 11, 2, 14. You go to the next day. 10, 2, 14. You go to the next day. 9 to 14. All right. So he's almost doing a countdown. So mother was on point. She caught that what? They're sacrificing the same thing on these. And 2 of them, right? The rams are still staying the same. You get 2 rams and you're having 14 lambs. Okay. But the bullocks, that number is going down every time. Okay. So there's something probably to it, beloved. I can't right now, my knowledge, I'm limited to why exactly. But once again, I told you the Most High does things for a reason. Right? It's detailed. He's making sure it's in there so we understand something. Okay. All right, Brother Kai. Where you at?
Let me go back to it. We're on verse 26, Numbers 29 and 26.
All right. So, beloved, I'll save Kai a little bit. So we see the same pattern happening. All right. Let's jump down to, let's just go to the 6th day. All right. We'll do the 6th and the 7th day.
Verse 29. And on the 6th day, 8 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 7th day, 7 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner.
And that's
And one,
beautiful. Oh, just real quick. Beautiful. It counted down to 7, right? And it's still what? 7th day ended with 7. Okay, so it has to be something with that. All right, but 7 is usually one of those numbers. So it's a lot of killing happening, but once again, sin offerings, and we should understand it, right? Even that without blemish, and sometimes we correlate that to being basically perfect or whole. Okay, that's important to know for us, beloved, because we should understand now that we are going to be the what? We're going to be the sacrifice. Okay, and we need to be without blemish, not in blemishes in your flesh, right? But according to the mind and spirit, we need to be blameless. Okay. And he was trying to teach us that, right? Even through this form that we had and we were subjugated to, all right, with the killing the animals. It was a purpose. Okay. It was a learning tool for us. Okay. So the score you get, we don't have to do the practice of it with killing animals, but to understand what was happening. Okay. Still very important. You want to understand what was happening because there are learning things in there. All right. There are learning lessons in there. Now, a lot of people have no idea the importance of certain things because they never went to the school of what we're dealing with these laws. Okay. You don't understand the importance of why he was doing certain things and, had this system all in play. It was trying to prepare us for something greater. It was that schoolmaster for us. Okay. All right. Where you at, Brother Kai?
verse 34.
Okay.
And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. On the 8th day ye shall have an solemn assembly. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
And this is called a great day. We'll look at another one, but yes. All right, this is another one. Okay, so this is that 8th day of this. All right, so don't I think Leviticus 23, don't really specify that, but this is something you'll see in another writing as well. I think it's another part in Leviticus, but not 23. Wait up, let me make sure. Right. Make sure I'm not mixing it up. Make sure I'm not mixing it up. Yeah. It's still 7 days. So this is weird. It's 7. It says 7 days in there, but it has an 8th day. It'll give you the 8th day. So this is, sometimes we attribute it to that feast. So this would be like the great day of it, because the holy convocation, the big old buildup. Okay. So it's a 7-day feast as they write it, but there is an 8th day because what? We're getting it and it's added here. All right. But it is in Leviticus 23. It does give you the same thing. Just not worded like how the other ones are. All right. You can, you can finish it up, Brother Kai. You can finish it up.
36. But ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire for a sweet savor unto Yahweh, 1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullock, for the ram, and for the lambs shall be according to their number after the manner. 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. These things shall ye do unto Yahweh in your set feasts, beside your vows and your free will offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the children of Israel according to all that Yahweh commanded Moses.
Again, this is not Moses' instruction. This is what? God given him instruction to tell the people. Okay, so when people saying, "Oh, Moses," this is why it's so important. And sometimes we have to, correct individuals because people, you hear something long enough, you'll start to think it's the truth, right? And you'll hear this in church. You'll hear certain things so much, you'd be like, "Man, that gotta be scripture. I know it's in there." And you go in there looking at scripture, it ain't nowhere in sight, right? But you hear it so much. Right. This is why we have to be mindful of what we're, constantly listening to, because repetition starts to get in us. So when we looking at this, blood, when they saying, "Oh, this is Moses," no, he ain't introduced it as that. No. Leviticus 23, this is what the Lord has set up. Okay. But they want to take the power from it by what? Placing it on Moses. Because if you put it on Moses, then something's like, "Oh, he's just a man and everything," and see that can be discarded. But God's word, we gotta elevate and put it. But Moses, this is why they want to do it. But when you direct them, no, you gotta, this is what he instructed. Okay. And it's crazy because a lot of times people get caught up on when we go to the New Testament, you got the red writing. Oh, that's Christ's words. You got, that's the ultimate word, right? But they discard this like this ain't come from the same source, right? Then Christ say, "I'm only speaking my Father's words." But we put that in red and you put the utmost respect on it. But guess what? This will all be in red, beloved. Because this ain't Moses. He's getting it from the same source, right? This is directed from Most High God. Okay, so just want us to understand and make sure we are challenging certain thoughts that we might have. Okay, and not let people just input and place certain things in our minds. Because a lot of times you're going to filter doctrine. And if you have some lie in there, sometimes they'll want to pick out even things that's true. Okay, so these are the feast of the Lord, not Moses' feast. And if somebody trying to fight you on it, tell them, why are you saying it's Moses' feast? What makes it Moses' feast to you? Okay. All right. We won't go to the next chapter. All right. We won't go to the next chapter. Let's see if I want to go to this other place. All right. Matter of fact, let's end it there. Yeah, let's end it with that. So I can stop the recording and then we'll go to another spot. All right. Nothing deep, but we'll go to another spot because it is still kind of early. All right. So anybody have any questions with what we just read so far? Anybody have any questions about what we read so far? All right. I hope we got something from it. All right. I hope we got something from it, beloved. That is Numbers chapter 29. We'll go to Numbers 30 next week. All right. It does have some places we need to go with it as well. So we won't want to rush it tonight. Make sure we got the places to go to as well. Okay. But let's start dealing with, certain order and certain things that a lot of people don't know about in Numbers 30. Okay. But it's very important. But a lot of people do not see the importance in it. All right. Whether it's through ignorance, they didn't read it. But like I said, we're going to dive into it next week. All right. So those that's watching online through YouTube, all right, we're going to say shalom or shalom or shalom.